Anfield has been rocked by fresh revelations that could hit Liverpool hard in the pocket. Far from a shrewd piece of business, it's now emerged that the club are on the hook for a huge 8-figure payment thanks to a contract clause that has come back to bite. What was once seen as a routine agreement has taken a costly turn, and the Reds are suddenly facing questions over how such a deal slipped under the radar. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Curtis Jones has been ruled out of Liverpool's trip to Burnley, having previously been expected to start, with Arne Slot providing a fitness update. Jones could realistically have been considered to start as part of Slot's midfield at Turf Moor on Sunday, having not been called up for England duty. But it transpires that the 24-year-old will now miss out entirely, having picked up a new injury in the 1-0 win over Arsenal before the international break. Speaking to reporters at the AXA training centre on Friday, Slot revealed that the squad was otherwise near fully fit. "We trained today for the first time with most of them. The non-internationals trained with the under-21s this week already," he explained. Curtis Jones, of course, I don't know if you knew, got injured in the last game, so he will not be available for the game against Burnley. But I think the rest of them came back without a problem, and that's not always the situation. Especially at the beginning of the season, where everybody comes from a different background. Going to the national team, where they then all of a sudden have to play 2 games in 4 or 5 days, which is always the biggest risk. In October, November, and March, they are much more used to that program. So we are happy that they are fit, and again, compliment not only to the Swedish manager for resting Alexander Isak, but also the others, because a few others like Ryan Gravenberch only started 1 game, and not both of them. Jeremy Frimpong has recovered from a hamstring injury and was part of the small group of senior players working with the under-21s throughout the week. Meanwhile, Stefan Bajkatic is back working outdoors following surgery on his hamstring in May and is likely to build up his game time with academy football in the coming weeks. The biggest concern beyond Jones may come with Alexis Mac Allister, who was not 100% fit heading into duty with Argentina, but still played 90 minutes in their 1-0 loss to Ecuador on Tuesday night. But with Slot having more options available at right back, the likelihood is that Dominik Szoboszlai can join Gravenberch, rested for the Netherlands, and Florian Wirtz in midfield at the weekend. Now, in a huge 8-figure blow, Liverpool agreed a then club record transfer of £116 million to sign Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen, and the details of his add-ons have been disclosed. Wirtz completed his move to Liverpool in June for an initial £100 million plus £16 million in add-ons, with the German signing a contract until 2030. The fee was a new transfer record for Liverpool and would have broken the British record if all the bonuses were paid to Leverkusen. That was until Alexander Isak signed for £125 million. Nevertheless, it is still the second highest figure the club have paid for a player, but the add-ons can only be triggered by Liverpool winning one of 2 major trophies. As per the Times' Paul Joyce, the add-ons of up to £16 million will only be triggered should the club win either the Premier League or Champions League 4 times. It is a small price to pay for Liverpool in the bigger picture, as the prize money, broadcast revenue, and other associated income from that success will more than pay for the add-ons. While the overall figure for Wirtz is eye-watering, Liverpool will make 5 equal payments to Leverkusen to spread the financial commitment and keep the balance sheets ticking over. They have a similar payment plan for Isak, though his fee will be spread across 4 seasons. It means this summer Liverpool will have only paid £51.25 million for the duo. Wirtz has started each of Liverpool's 3 Premier League games and has shown he still needs to adapt to English football, though the first 3 opponents were among the most physical. It has been somewhat of a slow burn, but Joyce states that the belief that he possesses in his ability to unlock opposing defences remains unwavering. Burnley will present another new challenge on Sunday, a match that will see the club debut their new 3rd kit. In other news, Real Madrid's pursuit of Ibrahima Konate has taken a decisive turn, with the Spanish giants increasingly optimistic about securing the Frenchman's signature as Liverpool continue to drag their feet over a new deal. Fresh from helping the Reds to a Premier League title, Konate has emerged as one of Europe's most in-demand defenders. His formidable partnership with Virgil van Dijk underpinned Liverpool's success last season, forming the backbone of a defence that kept a league-high 14 clean sheets. Since arriving from RB Leipzig in a £36 million switch back in 2021, the 26-year-old has made 136 appearances, establishing himself as a cornerstone of the Merseyside club. But his future is far from settled. Back in May, it was reported that Madrid were very interested in the France international, while Liverpool themselves had been plotting a move for Crystal Palace star Marc Guehi. That pursuit fell apart late in the window, leaving both defenders at their current clubs and Liverpool with unfinished business in the transfer market. Konate has already rejected one contract offer earlier this summer, unhappy with the terms put on the table. A revised deal has since been presented, but doubts persist. On Tuesday, former scout Mick Brown revealed that the defender is edging closer to an Anfield exit amid uncertainty over his long-term role in Arne Slot's plans. Now, according to the Daily Mail, senior Madrid officials believe they are nearing a verbal agreement with the centre-back. The Spanish giants are increasingly confident they can convince him to move, with the opportunity for a pre-contract agreement arriving in January. However, the report stresses that Konate has yet to communicate any desire to leave Liverpool and is still weighing up his options. Liverpool's failure to land Guehi this summer could yet prove pivotal. Slot had been determined to reinforce his defensive unit after guiding the club to the title, but the Reds waited too long to test Palace's resolve, missing their chance to add the England international before the deadline. It was reported on the 6th of September that Liverpool are prepared to try again next summer, while the Times followed up by claiming the club will not revisit their interest in January. That decision leaves Konate in a precarious position. Should Guehi eventually arrive at Anfield, competition alongside Van Dijk would become fierce, with only one starting spot realistically available. In that scenario, Konate might see little reason to tie himself down to Liverpool, where Madrid are ready to offer him the prospect of regular football at one of the biggest clubs in the world. For now, Liverpool remain hopeful of persuading him to commit his future. But with Madrid circling and Konate's contract edging closer to its end, the clock is ticking, and the Reds are running out of time to convince one of their key players that his long-term future lies at Anfield. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.